Now we've got to get into something a little bit gray area. This is testing with temptation, testing people's loyalty by tempting them. This is a little bit dark, I have to tell you right up front. But we're going to talk about, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how to test different type of people with temptation. Which type of people you should test, how to test them, what sort of temptations to throw at them to best test them. So let's talk about a few different types of people. First of all, we're going to talk about testing ministers, the realist homies. So the way to do that, according to the Arthashastra, is to dismiss somebody for refusal to perform their duties, for an outcast or lower person. So somebody has a duty, like a priest or somebody like that, or any kind of person has a duty, but they dismiss them on the grounds that they refuse to do that for a lower or an outcast person. Somebody with very low social status, somebody that's not part of the group, an outsider, somebody who's been banished or whatever. But you dismiss a person under the guise that they refuse to perform their duties for a person of a lower class or an outcast person. Once you've dismissed that person, you have that person try to instigate dissent and an attempt to usurp your power. So this person has been dismissed because they ostensibly because they refuse to perform their duties for an outcast or lower person. Now they're going to try and sow dissent and attack your power, usurp your power. And they'll do that with the ministers, the realist homies. And those who don't get involved can be considered pure. If they do get involved, bad news. Next, we'll talk about testing military leaders, your war council. So the way we do that is to ostensibly dismiss a commander for receiving baksheesh. If you don't know what baksheesh is, it's an Indian word. It basically just means a bribe, tea money, a bribe, baksheesh, something like that. So you dismiss a commander for receiving baksheesh. You try and have him incite others with the possibility of acquiring wealth. So he got dismissed for taking a bribe. You have him go around and say, you know, if we get rid of this guy, if we get rid of Zhao Anshin, we can take all the money. And if your military leaders, if your war council refuse to participate, then they can be considered pure. Next, we're going to talk about testing with sex. The way you do this is have one of your own lovers, wife, girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, what have you, attempt to entice somebody. If they ignore the proposal, then they're probably pure, assuming you don't have a broke-ass, ugly-ass lover. But if you're with somebody hot and they throw the A game at somebody, and that person refuses, then it's probably somebody that you can trust. Next, we have testing with suffering. So the way that we test people with suffering is create a false situation of danger. Create a situation where it seems like there may be some danger. And in the midst of that danger, use a spy to try and instigate dissent against you. If the people refuse under danger, the kind of danger we're talking about here is like, let's say that we orchestrated or organized an attack, and let's say I'm doing this, Zhao Anshin. So I orchestrate or organize an attack, and I say, since we're under attack, there are probably spies in our midst, there are probably people who are collaborating with our enemy or whatever. We're going on lockdown. It's 100% like hard life from now on. And you put the thumb screws in, you turn up the heat as hot as you can, and you treat people close to you like enemies under the presumption of danger. Then you use that spy to try and instigate dissent. And if they refuse in the midst of that danger and perceive danger to themselves, then you know that you can trust them. And you can also test people with the pursuit of life, religion, wealth, love, and test them under fear, which is similar to the last point. So those are all the different ways that different people in different ways that you can test loyalty with temptation.